The first rule of working in a hospital is don't get too attached to your patients. You are going to lose some. Second rule of working in a hospital, don't leave your cakes in the staff room fridge. You're definitely going to lose them. So this is my house. This is where I live. It's pretty cool. I like it, but things aren't always what they seem. This house is... I'm just kidding with you. I'm just messing. No, it's not really a horror thing. Don't be hiding behind the settee. I can see you. Come on out and watch the film. It does have ghosts, though. I'm sure of it. Right, I'm here in my bedroom. Now, last night, I know for a fact I put my wallet up here. And I wake up this morning and it's gone. Where is it? I got no idea. And here we have what seems to be just like, a normal hallway. But I definitely know that I left my keys here and they've gone. And no idea. Has to be a ghost. My kitchen, probably the most evil room in the house, because here's where I get rid of all my rubbish. But what happens is the rubbish bin possesses me, and so I'll be holding in my hand, some kind of important letter, some document that I really need, and the bin takes over my mind. Then what happens is I put the important letter in the bin, it goes out with the rubbish, and the wife says to me, "Where's that important letter?" Well, you can guess what will happen then. So that's my theory. Ghosts, demons, poltergeists. Otherwise, I'd have to accept that it's me that's losing things. And the really weird thing is that my job is actually really responsible. I run a hospital ward, and believe it or not, I managed to do that without losing everything. Things can get pretty hectic at the hospital. You can just be standing around having a chat and having a drink, and then wow, alarms go, and that's it. You've got to drop what you're doing. You've got to run. Everybody's got to get there. Somebody has to be that take charge guy. Somebody has to make decisions. Somebody has to make that call. It's pretty hard to explain the feeling you get when everything works well. Everyone knows the job, and everyone's doing their job just right. And there's a real accomplishment when you do manage to bring somebody back. It's true to say, though, that you can't win every time, and some you lose.
Charging. Clear. Recording time of death, 0750.
And for us, well, life goes on. Okay, people, right. Okay, we lost one today, but, let's stay focused, stay in the land of the living. There's plenty more people need our help. Brunette, your room 12. I want her eating, washed and dressed for an Easter parade. Our folks are here today from out of town. Let's do her proud. Blondie, your room 5. It's her operation today. She's scared. Unscare her.
We have names, you know.
And beautiful they are too, I'm sure. Right, okay, come on people, let's do what we do. While doing what we do is sometimes hard, sometimes it's actually really enjoyable. And now I was going to go for one of the highlights of my day. I'm going to speak to my favorite patient, Bridget. I'd known Bridget for most of my life. She used to be my school teacher. She was pretty cool as a school teacher. And now as adults, well, we could talk about pretty much everything. And I did want to speak to her about this whole losing thing. It was kind of getting on my mind.
Yeah, well, I'm losing the will to live. Man, you bleat like a lamb stuck on a fence.
But Bridget, I'm losing everything. This is serious.
Michael, how well do you remember when I was your teacher?
I remember that you used to lock me in a cupboard.
I wish. Even back then you had a glorious talent.
Yeah, I was an all-round genius.
I don't think so. No, your talent was always for losing things. In fact, I'm still waiting for the last assigned homework. Du tappar bort det.
Bridget, you are still as cruel as ever. You know that I completely failed at doing Swedish.
Michael, you always lost your homework.
Yeah, well, maybe I did. Hey, hang on a minute. Anyway, this isn't about me losing stuff. You're supposed to be doing your exercises. So, yeah, you do that. You know what the physiotherapist said. You've got to do those exercises on the exercise sheet.
Well, Michael, I lost it.
I hate you.
Whatever.
It always made me laugh, Bridget and her whatever, trying to sound like some teenager. So anyway, now I'm in a good mood and I'm going to go to the staff room. I'm going to have a drink and have a bit catch up with the guys. And then I hear something that blows my good mood right out of the water. Yeah, she was such a sweet old lady. Yeah, I love old people. I think they're really sweet. Sweet old lady. Sweet old lady. Have you any idea how patronizing you sound? It probably didn't occur to you guys, but I've got a hospital full here of doctors and nurses and you name it. And I need help. Who do I turn to? None of you guys. That sweet old lady, it's a person with a life. They've had hopes, they've had dreams, had children, they've done work, they've lived through more times than you or I would ever dream of. How dare you try and reduce somebody down to just one characteristic? What it means is you can't be bothered to get to know her as a person, but you think you're so cool because you give a nice little label, a sweet old lady. Well, you know what? I've had it with you guys. I've just had it with here. And it was true. I had it with the place. I don't know what was going on with me. That I was just having this horrible week. I was shouting at people, losing my temper. It just wasn't like me. On a night time, I couldn't sleep, just lying awake. I knew where my anger was coming from and who it was really directed at, and it was really directed at me. It was directed at me because I'd lost a patient and I didn't even know who they were. I just couldn't recollect their name or their face, and that's never happened to me in 20 years of nursing. It was directed at me in frustration. I was forgetting things. I wasn't just losing bits of paper anymore. I would say I'll go and see a patient. I'll be 2 minutes. I'll be right back. And then I'd just forget about it. And the truth was, I wasn't just losing little bits and pieces. I was losing the whole meaning of my life. And as always of late, there was only one person I could really talk to about it.
Okay, firstly, you mixed me up with someone who cares. But let's pretend I do for a minute. I was a teacher all my life, and I gave it my all. But it's true to say my all wasn't always enough. I had to learn to spread the load, and that one person can't cure all the world's problems. You're a good nurse, and you treat all of us crumblies as individual people. But right now, you're not a good leader. I know what's wrong. It's as clear as day to me. Things get so much clearer from my circumstance. But you have to see it for yourself. I know you can, and I know you will. Michael, you can't cry and break your heart over everyone you lose.
And as always, Bridget made perfect sense, but I wasn't expecting to cry and break my heart over everyone. I know you can't do that, but to feel nothing? I just still don't get it. And then, just to make my day even better, I bump into Dr. Sink, head of the hospital.
Hi, Michael. We need to...
If this is about my outburst the other day, look, I'm sorry, I haven't been right this week. I know I was out of line. Can we just drop it?
No. Forget that. I understand. Let's go to my office. Tell me, what's the first rule of working in a hospital?
Don't leave cake in the staff room fridge.
Come on, Michael. This is serious.
Okay, it's don't get attached.
Who's the patient in room 11?
Mrs. Henderson, she's been in a coma for weeks. What's this about?
Okay, bear with me for a minute. You argued with Dr. White last week.
Yeah, he made the wrong call.
So you blame him?
Yes, I blame him. He should have continued to resuscitate that patient.
That patient? Name that patient, Michael.
I can't. I've been having a rough week this week and my memory's playing tricks. I'm not myself.
Listen to me. Name that patient.
I told you, I can't remember!
Look, there's no easy way to say this, so I'm just going to come out and say it. You've been talking to Mrs. Henderson as though she were Bridget. And you've been talking to her as if she's responding. All right. As of now, Michael, you're on sick leave. I'm going to arrange counseling for you. But for right now, stay here in my office, gather your thoughts. Then go home.
His words faded. I wanted to shout, but no sounds came. My heart gave a silent scream. How could I have been so blind? I had all the signs of grieving: anger, guilt, blame. all masked by an incredible denial. The truth of Bridget dying was like the blast of a summer sun on a dark winter's night, and it hurt. Hurt doesn't begin to describe it, but the kind of truth is better to stand in the summer sun than the winter night. The truth is cruel, but only when we oppose it. I'd like to say that I was a better person for having known Bridget, but that wouldn't be true. What was true was that Bridget helped me see who I am and see that who I am is okay, including my many human failings and my glorious talent for losing things.